Roberta Flack, the velvet voice that defined a generation. Ladies and gentlemen, music lovers, and those who cherish the timeless echoes of soul and storytelling, today we gather to celebrate a legend. A voice so tender it could soothe a storm, lyrics so rich they could paint emotions you didn't even know you had. Roberta Flack was more than an artist, she was an experience. And today, we honor her legacy with a tribute that is equal parts melody, memory, and magic. Roberta Flack's journey began in Black Mountain, North Carolina, a place as poetic as the music she would one day create. Born to musical parents, she found her way to the piano at just 9 years old. Now, while most of us were still trying to master the art of tying our shoes, young Roberta was already composing the soundtrack to her destiny. And at 15? Oh, just casually securing a full-ride scholarship to Howard University. No big deal. At the tender age of 9, while most of us were grappling with fractions, Roberta was already mastering the piano. Can you picture that? A 9-year-old composing her own destiny, note by note. It's the stuff of legends, and it was just the beginning for this extraordinary talent. And then, at 15, she casually snagged a full-ride scholarship to Howard University. Let that sink in. 15. Howard. This wasn't just talent, it was a supernova waiting to explode. She was a beacon of brilliance, destined to illuminate the world with her voice. Howard University in the 1950s was a crucible of creativity and intellectual ferment. Can we just take a second to appreciate that? 15 years old, college, and not just any college, Howard. This was not just a prodigy. This was a phenomenon in the making. And while her classmates were settling into dorm life, she was refining the musical genius that would change the landscape of soul and R&B forever. Exploration of Roberta Flack's early career and the pivotal moment that launched her into superstardom. Her career officially kicked off in 1968 with the release of her first 2 albums. But let's be honest, Roberta Flack's talent wasn't something you could just quietly debut. No. This voice had a destiny, and that destiny found its moment when Clint Eastwood decided to use her song, "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face," in his film, Play Misty for Me. And just like that, Roberta Flack wasn't just singing to a microphone, she was singing to the world. Think about the impact of that song. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. It resonated with audiences on a deeply emotional level, catapulting Roberta Flack into the stratosphere of musical icons. It was a star being born, right before our very ears. Deep dive into the emotional power and impact